Welcome back. In the last lecture, we learned that one of the identifier naming rule is that it cannot use certain literals such as true, false, and null. At that time, I did not talk much about literals. Let us now see Java literals in details. So what are Java literals? Java literals are syntactic representation of numeric, Boolean, character or string data. These provide a means of expressing specific values in your program. For example, 100 and amount 12.4 represents numeric data. True represents Boolean data. A within single quotes represents character data and Java within double quotes is of string data type. The different types of literals in Java are integer literals, floating point, Boolean, character, string literals, and null literal. Let us see all the literals one by one. An integer in Java can be represented in decimal form, for example, number 15. To represent the number in octal form, it should be preceded by 0. For example, 017 represents number 15. To represent the number in hexadecimal form, it should be preceded by 0x and x can be in lower or uppercase. So in this case, 0xf represents number 15. To represent the number in the binary format, it should be preceded by 0b and b can be in upper or lower case. In this case, 0b1111 represents decimal number 15. Most of the times, you will be using decimal representation only. Let us see an example of integer literals. I had already created another project literals variable and inside that I had defined a class integer literals. The main method of this class uses 4 different representations to print integer value 15 onto the console. Let us run and test this program. Right click, run as Java application and all the 4 statements print 15. Next is Java floating point literals. These represent decimal with fractional parts such as 7.873 or minus 0.089. There are two ways to specify floating point number. First one is a standard notation, that means without any exponential part, and the second one is scientific notation. Over here E7 means this number should be multiplied by 10 to the power 7. Similarly, E-1 means this number must be divided by 10 to the power 1, which is 10. Let us see an example of floating point literals as well. This one is the standard notation and this one is the scientific notation for the same number. Similarly, this one is the standard notation and this one is the scientific notation of the same number. Let us run this program and output of first two statements are same and output of last two statements are same. Then comes the Boolean literal. There are two Boolean literals in Java, true and false. Note true within double quotes and false within double quotes are string literals. They are not Boolean literals. True without any quotes and false without any quotes are Boolean literals. Let us see an example of Boolean literals as well. So in this example, we are just printing true and false onto the console. Execute this program and output is shown correctly. Then comes the character literals. Character literals represent Unicode characters. Unicode provides a unique number for every character, no matter what the platform, program, or language. To use a character literal, we need to enclose the character in single quote delimiter. For example, the letter A is represented as A within single quotes. For a special character, a backslash is used, followed by the character code. Backslash is also known as escape character. So backslash n is new line or line feed. Backslash t is for tab. This is to represent the backslash itself and this syntax is to represent the single quotation mark. Characters from other languages or other symbols can be represented by Unicode values. For alphabet A, the Unicode value is U0041. For number 4 in Devanagari script, the Unicode is 096A. For hourglass symbol, Unicode is 23F3. For Indian rupee symbol, the Unicode is 20B9. Don't worry about these Unicode values. I will show you how to get these values. Now let us write a class to see examples of character literals. Right click on src, new, class, type character literals in the name. Leave other things to default. Click on finish. Write the main method. We'll write system.out.println statement. So type the shortcut sysout, press Ctrl space, and to print the character A in a small case, we'll first use the single quotes, and then within this single quote, we'll type A. Save the file. For special character, we need to escape it using backslash. To know what is getting printed to the console, let us add something before and after special character. And within these two statements, we'll print special characters. Let us copy these statements. For new line, the code is \n. For tab, code is \t. Let us try to print backslash. Error is coming, so we need to escape it. Similarly, to print a single quotation mark, we need to escape it. Save. Now let us execute this program. Right click, run as Java application. Let us see the output. System.out.println. This is println statement. A is printed and it kept the cursor to the next line. Now there is print statement. So the arrow is printed and the cursor remains after arrow. Then a new line is printed. New line means it will move the cursor to the next line. So it moved the cursor to the next line, and then this closing arrow was printed. This was printed, and because we are using println statement, and that is why the cursor was moved to the next line. This set of output starts with an opening arrow, then a tab character. So this is tab space and the closing arrow. And because we use println over here, that is why the cursor was moved to the next line. For this set, there is an opening arrow, backslash is printed, and then closing arrow. And as we used println, so the cursor was moved to next line. Similarly, for the last set, a single quotation mark was printed between the arrows, and finally, as we used the println statement, the cursor was moved to the next line. So we have printed normal character and special character. Let us write some examples of Unicode characters. There are 4 Unicode characters that we are going to print. So let us first write system.out.println statements. To know the corresponding Unicode values of a character, there are websites available which provide Unicode values for all the characters. Open your web browser and search for Unicode values. There is a site with the name unicode-table.com. Click on that link. To find out the Unicode value of character A in Latin, click on this character A and Unicode value is shown. So Unicode value is 0041. And to use the Unicode value, we need to escape it using \u. \u 0041. It's for character A. Let us find out the Unicode value of number 4 in Devanagari script. Click on this drop down and look for Devanagari script. Click on the Devanagari link. This is number 4 in Devanagari script. To get the Unicode value, click on this number. So the Unicode value is 096A. Provide the value over here. Let us now find out the Unicode value of hourglass symbol. Click on this miscellaneous technical link, and this is hourglass symbol. So click on this symbol to get the Unicode value, and the Unicode value is 23F3. Let us provide this value. And finally, the Indian rupee symbol. Click on this drop down again and click on the currency symbol link. This is the sign of Indian rupee symbol. Click on this. Unicode value is 20B9. Provide this value. Save the file. Let me first comment the previous code select the lines and then press Ctrl+Shift/. So the previous codes are commented, save it and then run it. Right click, run as Java application. Character A was correctly shown in the output, but for other symbols, question mark is shown. If you also see the question mark in the output, that means the character encoding is not supported by Eclipse. By default, Eclipse uses a default platform encoding, and in my case, which is Windows system, it is CP1252. To see these particular character, we need to change the encoding to UTF-8. So to change the encoding, go to Windows, click on Preferences, expand the General tab, click on Workspace, and over here you can see the default encoding is CP1252. We need to change this. So click on this other radio button, and from the drop down select UTF-8, click on OK, and now you need to execute the program again. Right click, run as Java application, and this time all the characters are shown properly. So this is number 4 in Devanagari script. This is hourglass symbol and Indian rupee symbol. I am stopping this lecture here, and in the next lecture I will cover remaining two literals, string and null, along with variables.